Welcome to the Fantasy Football Hub YouTube channel for a Gameweek 24 preview. Today, I'm joined by FPL Salah to kind of, I guess, help us out and let us know what we need to be focusing on, because there's so much stuff that is going on right now. I'm seeing chip strategy. I'm seeing you need to do this in this week. You need these players in for the double in 25. There's a blank in 26, a blank in 29, a new double announced in 28. Yeah. I'm just saying the things that I can think of. There's even more than that. I just want to ask you, before we even get into anything, what do we need to do in terms of the doubles? Do we need to have a chip strategy in place now? Do I need to be wildcarding? It seems a bit crazy. As the man, the voice of reason in the FPL community, what are you thinking?
Yeah, well, thanks for that. I think that's probably the first time I've been called the voice of reason, but yeah, look, I think, first of all, I think we need to just play what's in front of us, which is, Gameweek 24 and double Gameweek 25. I mean, yeah, we need to also plan for Gameweek, blank Gameweek 26 and double Gameweek 28, and also got a blank Gameweek 29 as well. But I mean, if you plan your transfers out, you know which double Gameweek players you can get, and still have a double, a decent team in blank Gameweek 26. So I would kind of focus more on that, for now. In terms of like the double in 28 and the blank in 29 and chip strategies, look, it's good to have like a chip strategy in your head that you think you want to do. Like for example, at the moment I'm looking at a triple captain 25. I'm going to try and save my free hit by 29. Yeah, but I've got no qualms about using it if I have to. Wildcard in 30, wildcard in Gameweek 30 or 31, free hit in 34, and bench boost in 37. But look, that could all change, but it's good to have that kind of a rough plan or what you want to do with your chips. But in terms of playing now and what transfers to use, I think we just need to look at Gameweek 24 and 25 and see, how many double Gameweek players we can get. I mean, look, there's no. I mean, I know when double game week's coming around, it's exciting. You want as many double game week players as possible. But in this situation, we've got a blank straight after. And two of the teams that double in game week 25, Liverpool and Luton, blank in game week 26.
Yeah.
So just about striking that balance. I mean, look, 5 or 6 players, I would say even 4 to 6 players, double game week players for game week 25 is fine. As long as you can get, a good team in game week 26 as well. So focus on that for now.
Right, let's have a look at your team, because I feel like you talking through your decisions week on week will open. It's relevant to everyone else's team as well, and you're going to tell us the key players that you're targeting for 25 in particular. So here it is on screen, and just off the bat, what are you thinking for game week 24?
Yeah. So at the moment, I've got 3 double game week players. I've got Haaland, Foden, and Trent Alexander-Arnold. So I'm looking to get either 5 or 6 double game week players in total, which will probably be right. So this week, we'll start with game week 24, which is one where I'm a wee bit kind of stuck on, because I've got the exact money to do Gordon to Jota right now, which is my preferred move, right? Mm-hmm. However, Gordon looks to be falling in price tonight, and if he falls, then I won't be able to make that in one move. Oh. My second move, which I was looking at, was Solanke to Darwin. Yeah. And if I do one of these moves, I'll likely do the other move in Game Week 26 anyway.
Okay.
But there's certain kind of risks attached to both moves, because obviously, I think the latest I've heard is Mo Salah wasn't in training, so he won't be available for Game Week 24, which means, he probably won't be back for, the first game in 25. But again, if he does somehow, end up coming back in 25, then that will probably be a risk to Jota's minutes. But the fact that he's not going to be in the team for 24 is good for Jota's minutes, I think. And obviously, Diaz and Darwin as well, if you're looking to go there. But that's my 2 moves at the moment. In which I'm thinking of. Obviously, if I do decide to go Jota, later on in the week when I'm being priced out, then I might make 2 moves, like go, Jota, Gordon to Jota, and Porro to Walker.
Yeah.
Which would kind of set me up. I know I don't want to get rid of Porro this week, because I think he's got a decent fixture against Brighton. I don't think they'll, probably keep a clean sheet, but, he's got the attacking threat there as well, and Brighton concede a lot of goals. So that's where I am at the moment. So at the moment, I'm looking at 5 or 6. And the reason I want to just make one transfer this week, Jack, bringing one Liverpool player, is that they've got a great fixture, but I don't want to overcommit to Liverpool. Like, for example, if, somehow Salah ends up, recovering quicker and he's going to be back with 25, then I might not want to go for Jota if I bring in Darwin this week. And I might just want to maybe bring in, a Luton player like a Doughty, that will set me up for, the blank in Game Week 28. And they might have, the double in Game Week 28. And then they might also have a fixture in Game Week, in blank Game Week 29 as well. So there's a lot of permutations, which is why I think, thinking too much ahead, from the next two game weeks, can just be a bit kind of overwhelming. So that's where I am at the moment. And even those two, the two game weeks I'm planning right now is, it's a lot to take in,
Yeah.
and there's so many permutations. But yeah, so just to summarize, my two moves that I'm looking at this week is either Gordon to Jota or Solanke to Darwin.
I like that. What you've sort of done there to help, get to a good sort of plan and rationalize the next kind of crazy block that we have now with all the doubles and blanks. Yeah, the next 3 game weeks, because there's enough going on in those 3.
Yeah.
That perhaps it is best to focus on them 3. 27 is kind of a nothing's going on that week. That's out of the norm anyway. Then you have the double, then the blank.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's too much surely to take the next 6 game weeks as a whole and plan all your transfers out individually, game week by game week, and hits and that sort of stuff. I mean, you can, and there's nothing wrong with having an idea, but just that will change when it surely. Yeah. I mean, things will happen.
What I usually do, Jack, is I at the moment I have got a plan, like my transfer plan from game week from now until game week 29. But I know for a fact that's gonna change.
Yeah.
But the thing with doing that is it kind of reassures you yourself, and you kind of you have an idea of what's going on, and because you've made that plan, and when something comes along and changes that plan, then you can know what to do. Like, oh yeah, so instead of doing this, I can do this. So I think it is good to have like a rough plan, but just know that for 6 game weeks time, there's no way that each transfer you've planned from now until game week 29, you're not going to do those exact moves. I mean, something is going to pop up. There's going to be injuries. There's going to be fixture rearrangements. So yeah, have a rough plan, but just be flexible.
Sure. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I don't think you want to get into a spot where you're a slave to your own plan and you're trying to force
just don't overcommit. This is not the time to overcommit to things, for sure.
Okay, let's talk about Liverpool and City then for 25. They're obviously the 2 big teams that are doubling. Who are the best 3 from each team in your opinion?
Yeah, it's tough because I mean, look, I would say just going off pure in isolation, I'd say the best picks with the highest upside for me for Liverpool would be Trent, Jota, and Darwin. Alisson and Van Dijk are great picks. I just think that they have got obviously a lower ceiling than the other guys, but again they are solid picks. They're going to play the 3 games over the next 2 game weeks for sure. But obviously Trent should be back now. He's highly attacking, and Conor Bradley wasn't in training today either, so that should kind of cement his spot for game week 24 at least. And even when Bradley's back, I just can't see Trent dropping out. And Jota and Darwin we know have got huge upside. So if you're going to obviously really attack the game week, this game week and game week 25, then I think those are my top 3 picks. For City, I would say Haaland, Foden, and Walker for me. I mean, the thing is, for City, you've got De Bruyne there as well, but I just think he will be the one who probably gets the least minutes from the midfielders. I was surprised he got 90 minutes last game week though. I was not expecting that at all against Brentford. So obviously his fitness is getting there, but City have got a Champions League game this midweek and next midweek against Copenhagen. Between game week 24 and game week 25. So I mean, look, I don't think we can confidently say that any player any attacker for City apart from Haaland is going to play all those 3 games. So the reason I've kind of gone Foden over De Bruyne is I think, firstly the price. So if you're going to get they're both as explosive as each other. Foden scored a hat-trick last week, but with Foden, at least you're only paying 8 million rather than 10.7 or 10.8, which KDB is now. And I think Walker is just the most the most nailed on defender for them. He started every single game this season, bar one. So those would be my top 3 picks. And if I could get them, I mean, for me, I'll probably have 5 of those 6. I can't really afford Walker if I go for Jota, Darwin, and Trent, and I'll have to get either Guardiola or Ake, which is a bit of a risk, but Walker for sure is the best defender, I'd say, for City.
Okay, I want to like go through your team week by week, just over the next 3 game weeks to see how you're looking for 25 and 26. But before that, do you think it's then worth a hit to get any of those 6 players that you mentioned in your team for 25?
Yeah, I would say even this week or 25. I mean, if you're going to get one of these players in, if you're sure about a player you can get for double game week, then you might as well get him in this week, because City and Liverpool have got a great fixture this week, so you might as well just bring him in for this fixture. Obviously, it depends on who you're getting rid of as well. I wouldn't recommend getting a good assets like for example Saka or Richarlison, but if you've got a Palmer there, who maybe, Chelsea got 2 blanks coming up, so he's quite, disposable now, likes of Eze, etc. So if you're going to take the hit, I think this is a good week to take that hit because, you're getting the 3 good fixtures over the next 2. But yeah, for sure, I think the hits are a lot more justifiable during double game weeks. And, they should, with those fixtures that City and Liverpool have got, the hits should pay off.
All right, let's go through it. Obviously, we're not at the deadline yet, and these transfers aren't confirmed. But run through it. What are you thinking for this week? If I had to push you for a transfer or two, what are your plans?
Yeah. Okay. So let's go for I think as I said, my preferred move is Gordon to Jota. So we do Gordon to Jota. That does leave me with a bit of a benching headache. I would probably bench Solanke and play Palmer. So my bench would be Solanke, Saliba, and Taylor. Right.
Oh, it's interesting. Solanke and Palmer on exactly the same predicted points, but they are yeah, but it does the hub my team tool is suggesting just to bench Solanke.
Yeah, it is close, but I just think with Palmer he has, I'd say, the slightly better fixture, and I'd say because he's a midfielder as well, and he's got the slightly higher assist threat, that just kind of edges it for me. But that would be my team for game week 24. So for 25, then what I'd do is I'd make so it'd be 2 transfers for me in 25. It'd be Solanke to Darwin and Porro to either Ake or Gvardiol. I'm about 0.4 short on Walker, so it's a shame that I can't afford him. But I guess I'd just have to risk it with those guys, and I just think with Porro with the blank in 26. And that City have a fixture in game week 26. So if I get like even 3.5 out of 4 starts over those next 3 game weeks, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah. Okay. So I've got the team on screen, and yeah, it looks very strong. You've got your 6 key players in there, of course. No other double game weekers. I want to talk about Luton a little bit, just because we know now they have 2 double game weeks, so it really could be feasible to get some players in. Are you looking at them at all, or not really? Then,
it's team dependent. I think again, Luton have got a good fixture in game week 24 against Sheffield United, so they have a good entry point this week. For this game week as well, if you are looking to get their players. But I think for my specific team, I can't really fit them in. I mean, look, I could get a Doughty instead of a City defender, but do I really want that?
Nah.
Or a Barkley instead of a Jota, but do I really want that? Look at the upside. But there'll be some people who are in that situation who've got, as I said, like likes of Eze or likes of Gordon, and they've not got enough money in the bank, and they want to go to a Barkley or they want to go to a Doughty, which is fine. But I just think if I've got the funds there to go for the 2 best teams in City and Liverpool, then I'll probably save the Luton assets until double game week 28.
They are great, to be fair, as enablers. If you have that price point, as you just said, we've got the predicted points on screen. I mean, Adebayo predicted to score 8.8 points in the double. Barkley at 7.6. Kaminsky decent as well. They are definitely viable options.
Of course, definitely. And look, there'll be some people who've already got 5, double game week players, like 3 from City, 2 from Liverpool, who will probably just, bring in the Luton assets as well. They're in a really good position. So as I said, if you're in that position as well, then for Luton assets are totally fine to get.
And it is worth saying as well that Luton are playing phenomenally right now. And they have actually been for a while. I didn't quite realise. I was just having a look earlier today at their past sort of 8 results, starting from when they lost against Chelsea 3-2. Now, as a Chelsea fan, that was a horrible... We played phenomenally well first sort of 60 minutes, 70 minutes. And after that, they just battered us. It was one of the biggest onslaughts I've ever seen, perhaps rivaling 2012 Munich. It was that sort of level, and they've very much deserved to get a point from that game. And I think from that moment, I think their mindset may have shifted a little bit to say we can really compete with these teams now, scoring loads of goals. Defensively, probably not as strong as they'd like to be, but going toe to toe with Newcastle and battering Brighton, it's pretty insane.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, I don't know what's happened with them, but I think I was looking at something earlier last week. I think in the last 6 game weeks, they've scored the 2nd most goals everyone in the league, and I mean, look, it's they're on a great run of form right now. How long that continues, who knows? But they have got some good FPL assets in there.
Okay, and then last game week you mentioned 26. It is definitely worth looking at this now because obviously, if you're getting in Liverpool players, they are going to blank in 26. You need to know how that looks for blank game week 26. I click optimize on the team. Currently, then you'd have 9 players without a transfer. So what are you thinking there?
So what I would do is I'll probably take a hit this week in blank game week 26. So I would, like the two Liverpool players I got, I would get rid of Darwin and Jota most likely, because then Liverpool have got a blank, and then they've got Nottingham Forest away, which is a decent fixture, but then they've got City, and then they're very, very likely to have another blank in game week 29. So then I can ignore them for, until a wild card. So it would be Jota and Darwin to Hwang and Solanke. So it brings Solanke back, and probably bring in Hwang or Garnacho, for the good fixtures. And that kind of sets me up quite well. And then I would start from there on in. Then it becomes game week 27, and as I said, game week 27 midweek is when we find out, all the blank permutations for game week 29.
Yeah, surely imperative to get Solanke back in this week. I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, Solanke with that double announced now, you can't sell him," but doesn't change anything. You're going to get him back in for Darwin, aren't you?
No, it is tougher, and it did make me think when that double game week was announced, because I thought. But the thing is, whoever I get rid of out of Solanke or Watkins, I could do Watkins to Darwin.
Yeah.
But I'm going to bring them back in anyway at some point. So I just think with Solanke having Newcastle, Man City, and who else have they got? They've got 3 tough fixtures.
They have Burnley away in 27. So it's Fulham away, Newcastle away, City at home, Burnley away in 27.
Yeah, so they've got
double.
So after Fulham they've got Newcastle and City. So and then Villa's fixtures, Watkins fixtures are much better during that period and for the long term. So if I'm going to do like a short kind of hop on, hop off, I might as well stick with a guy who's got the better fixtures. So yeah, I mean, it is something to consider though. That again, for my team it makes sense, but it might not for somebody else's. So it is something to take into account that Bournemouth have got a double in 28. Okay,
so that is what Abdul is thinking for his team. I do now just want to see what the AI is recommending to see if it's different. It's going to be interesting to see what it's saying. Okay, mate. So I've got your recommended transfers up on screen. 2 free transfers, so therefore 2 recommended. You're probably not that surprised to hear.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, well, actually, neither of these transfers are transfers that you've suggested. Well, the players that are coming in are. The players that are going out this week aren't. But I think I know why these are being recommended. And actually, both players from the same team. They're both Tottenham players that are being suggested to make way. So it's Porro and Richarlison out.
Mm-hmm.
For Walker and Jota.
Right, that's interesting. I mean, I guess because Spurs have got a blank coming up.
Yeah,
it's predicting that's going to kind of have a big effect on their minutes. So yeah, I mean, I like those transfers in, not so much the transfers out.
Yeah, I don't think I would be in any rush to sell Richarlison right now.
Oh, no.
I get why the AI is suggesting it, because as you can see that the 26 is no points obviously for Tottenham players, and then also just a single in 25, whereas Jota obviously has the double.
Yeah.
But in 24 and 25, he could go nuclear again. I mean, he's form of his life right now, scoring lots of goals, 2 plum fixtures, especially the Brighton game.
Yeah. I mean, those two, that Brighton game is as good as it comes for attack. So I'm glad I got on the Richarlison train when I did.
Yeah. I guess the predicted points are just saying that, yes, of course, Richarlison's been really good recently, but there's no guarantee there that he's going to score 2 goals against Brighton or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, and Jota as well does have a great fixture. But you're going to probably go out a different way and have them both.
Yeah, I mean, look, as I said, I'll probably get rid of Porro next week. And I could possibly get him this week as well, as I was saying at the start. But I doubt it. But yeah, that's the thing with the AI tools. They haven't got any emotion, which is good. But I've kind of grown a wee bit of affinity to Richarlison. I mean, he just done so well for me. Like, I need to kind of show my loyalty to him as well.
Honestly, if he wasn't blanking in 26, I would genuinely buy him ahead of Liverpool players. I'd be very close. Just because he's nailed. Still number 9. I'm sure he will remain number 9 even when Son comes back. Yeah, his minutes might come down a little bit, but I don't know, he's form of his life right now. Okay, so those are your recommended transfers. Guys, if you would like your own link, as always, to get your personalized recommended transfers down below in the description. You don't have to follow them. It just gives you something to think about. And also, you get an alternative as well. And the great thing is, if you say you don't want to sell Richarlison, you're not going to sell him, you can just click don't sell, recommend new transfer, and then he won't be sold. It's brilliant. So you can still kind of personalize it to yourself and what you want to do. So there you go, look, new recommendation right there. Let's end things with captaincy. Haven't really mentioned it yet, but In my mind, it's a little bit straightforward for the next few game weeks. Is that too? Am I not thinking deeply enough?
I wouldn't say this week is straightforward. I mean, look,
Okay.
I'm going to captain Haaland. There's no doubt about it. But I don't think Darwin is too far off. I mean, I know a lot of people kind of criticizing about his misses, but he just gets in so many. He is going to go huge one of these game weeks, and it could probably be this one. One of those, all those shots that hit the post are just going to go in one day. And look, if you look at his returns as well, like he's got 14 returns this season in 13 starts and 20, and that's 23 appearances in total, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
It's just the fact because he misses a lot of chances, it kind of gets exasperated. But he's a great pick. I'd say he's definitely the second best captain option this week. But and I think he's a good alternative to Haaland this week as well.
I reckon, right, if there is a season where he just clicks and things just fall for him, and his numbers in terms of like conversion numbers are similar to a top striker, and I know I'm asking a lot there, but he'll be pushing like best player in the world sort of level. He has that potential to just go completely nuclear.
Yeah,
and we saw how Arteta's tactics changed when he came on. Their press was completely different because they knew how dangerous he is in behind. So teams have to change their whole mentality, the whole way of playing because of him. Yeah. But for an FPL perspective now, I don't know. He needs to convert, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, look, as I said, it's just I think just at the moment, as long as he's getting starts and as long as he's getting plenty of minutes, I think he'll be totally fine. And I'm not kind of worried about him as an FPL asset. So I'm quite excited to own him. I've never actually owned Darwin before. So
you'll love it, mate. It's so fun.
I know it's not been fun so far, but I'm hoping he doesn't do that to me. But let's see.
Let's see. Okay, Darwin outside captaincy shout. I like it a lot.